Hey there everybody, I am back bringing you another video, a very Spin Master centric video featuring DC movie based figures including Blue Beetle, Aquaman, and more. How exciting. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Get it? Cracking because Aquaman. Anyway, without further ado, let's dive right in.
Coming from the farthest reaches of the universe to challenge the worst villains on Earth are the most powerful heroes ever in the Battle of the Superpowers Collection. What's this? The dam's about to blow and take Robin with it? Who'll stop the Joker and Luther?
Aquaman!
Kenner's new Superpowers Collection. Figures with power action, each sold separately with its own mini-comic.
Aquaman's down!
Who can help now? A power ring, a power action punch.
Defuse the bomb!
Can this madness be stopped in time? You decide.
Okay, so I'm going to go out of order, out of alphabetical order on this, and start out with the Blue Beetle figures, partially because I wanted to do that video quite a while ago, but I didn't want to do it until I could get a hold of this guy. I could not find this guy anywhere. And that also brings up the question that maybe some of you guys know the answer to, but were the Blue Beetle figures Target exclusives or something? Because I did not see them in any Walmarts or Meijer stores or anywhere else outside of Target. And none of the Targets I went to had the Carapax figure anywhere. I tried to shop online for it, couldn't get a hold of any that way either. So I was kind of just gonna give up and do a Blue Beetle only video, and then suddenly I got one of those targeted ads like a month or so after the movie came out saying, hey, here's the figure you've been looking for. Then I put off doing the video again until that arrived in the mail. So that's why we're doing it now, along with Aquaman and some other figures, when I really wanted to do it quite a while ago. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let's go ahead and take a closer look at these. So as you can see, our Blue Beetle 1/18 scale Spin Master action figure comes in two varieties, two styles, Hero Mode and Battle Mode. Hero Mode being more of his standard appearance, and Battle Mode having the sort of Iron Spider-Man clawed arms on the back, and the left hand is also molded into a weapon. You can see here there are some little accessories, so that's pretty cool, and it's a little dark to see in there, but you can kind of see what the accessories are going to be. This little indicator also inside. And yeah, your extra weapons are stored in this little bit of empty space at the bottom of the package. The accessories for the Hero Mode figure are these two combat rings, handheld blades, so that's pretty darn cool. So what do you say we crack open the shells to these scarabs and take a closer look? You've got them fastened in here with little plastic bits, little plastic ties. For the most part, minimal use of plastic, so that's always good. Nicer than the pack of tea bag in here. You can play with your action figure and have a lovely cup of tea. That's where your accessories are, where your weapons are. That's pretty cool. I kind of like those. I'm looking forward to seeing those plugged into the molded arm. That'll be pretty cool. Finally free. Okay, and there he is, your Battle Mode Blue Beetle. The molding and sculpting. The sculpting is all the same on this one as it is on the Hero Mode, which you probably expected, except for these two extra little clawed arms. And of course the molded blaster / blade hand. See how that plugs in? Not quite as snug as I would like. I suppose that's to avoid getting that stuck in there and then kids breaking it, trying to get it back out. No real shoulder, like upward shoulder movement. That's too bad. The shoulder pads kind of block that. Some swiveling at the elbow. You can get some decent movement there. It's unfortunate about the shoulder. Kind of limits the range of posability. Legs only go up so high. That kind of stinks too. Some decent side kick motion there. Not great, but serviceable. And the claw arms have a little bit of a bend to them. Not really posable. Don't think they swivel, and I'm afraid to try too hard. You know how I am about breaking things, and breaking things that I've, paid money for. Single jointed knee, single jointed elbow, but like we said, at least it turns side to side. So that gives a little bit extra. Oh, and there goes the blade. Like I said, not quite as snug as I would like it to be. The blaster / claw, that's pretty cool too. I prefer the blade myself. But that's cool, looks cool. Not really detailed in any way. The molding is fairly nice, but beyond that, no extra paintwork on that or anything like that. But that's okay. I wouldn't expect that really. Although, could have benefited from some translucent plastic here. Just saying. Little head swivel. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The sculpting is quite good. Posability, articulation could have been a little bit better, but as far as capturing the likeness goes, great job. I've got a bad feeling we're gonna have a hard time getting him to stand. That works, but he's a bit wobbly. Looks a little awkward when you add some of the weapons. Okay, and now we'll move on to Carapax, which I do like this design. Looks quite cool. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody if you haven't seen the movie yet, but I do not like what this armor is supposed to be representative of. There's a classic character that they reference in the movie that this armor is referred to as. So yeah, not a fan of that aspect of the film. Other than that, I do like the armor design. So let's crack him open and get a closer look. No accessories for this figure, unfortunately. No indicator there and nothing inside the box. The ties are a little bit bigger on this one, so I might have an easier time getting him out without destroying everything. Like I said, might. Now, I'm going to guess that the shoulder pads, pauldrons, are probably going to be an even bigger problem on this figure, more so than they were on the Beetle figure. Yeah, those aren't going anywhere, but they do move up and down with those big gauntlets. It's kind of hard to bend the elbow. Some movement there, some rotation side to side, so that kind of makes up for it a little bit. Even less side kicking action and forward motion on the legs, so that kind of stinks. And unfortunately, I didn't think it did looking at it in the package, but it does not bend at the knee like the Blue Beetle figure does. So that's kind of disappointing too. Some thigh swivel there, that kind of makes up for it a little bit maybe. The sculpting is good, but yeah, even less movement than the Blue Beetle figure. But it still looks good. I guess that's something. A little bit of thigh swivel, that's good too. But yeah, too bad about those knees. Again, the sculpting is quite good, but the decrease in mobility is kind of unfortunate, so. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could kind of fudge things a bit. And if you wanted this guy to be a stand-in for a Crimson Dynamo in your Marvel collection, I think he could pass as that. If mixed into a Marvel line, an Iron Man line, I think you could pull that off, maybe. Anyway, very cool. Too bad about the loss of mobility. Both figures look very good. As far as I know, these are the only two Blue Beetle action figures from Spin Master that are available. That's unfortunate, but I don't know how many Susan Sarandon action figures they would have been able to move, unless it was her from like The Hunger or something like that. But anyway, as I said, only two figures from the movie that are available, but they are quite nice looking figures. Let's move on to the Aquaman figure. Okay, so with the Aquaman line, you're going to notice right off the bat that there are more characters to choose from. I believe I have all of them as far as I know, except for the Orm action figure, because it was just so incredibly bland looking that I couldn't bring myself to buy it. It reminded me of those World Peacekeeper action figures with the all black suits. Yeah, I just couldn't bring myself to spend money on that one. Although I do have two different versions of Aquaman, so do I really need that? The stealth suit Aquaman? Sure, I guess. Not really. Okay, maybe. We have Aquaman here with a nice representation of the scaled armor. Some nice gauntlets, and greaves, and all that good stuff. And it's a decent likeness of Jason Momoa. Not super fantastic, but it's decent for a figure scaled at this size. No complaints there. And he's got the trident and a little wave accessory. I am loving this Black Manta figure. I'm very much enjoying how it's a little bit more contemporary and modernized, but still maintains that classic Manta look with the oversized helmet and stuff. Black Manta is one of those characters where, even though it's mainly like just a black bodysuit, that helmet has always given him such a unique look amongst the supervillain community. It looks really cool. And he comes with a sword and the fabled black trident as an accessory. Very striking. Probably my favorite figure from this line, and maybe possibly my favorite Spin Master figure. I'm not sure. Next up we have Mera. It is one of the better looking figures. Costume's pretty cool. Good detailing and all that stuff. So yeah, a few more wave accessories with her. Pretty cool. She's probably one of the best sculpted of the female Spin Master figures. Scaled well in relation to the other figures. Doesn't look as brittle, maybe. Looks good. I like it. Then we have the stealth suit Aquaman, which you might assume it's just a repaint of the regular Aquaman, but it's actually not. As you can see, the torso is actually molded differently. So are the arms and the legs. Everything is molded differently so that you aren't just buying a repaint of the standard Aquaman figure, and it's got some different features and things like that. So that's cool. I mean, you know, how many times have we seen companies go the sort of cheaper route and just repaint a figure, which is fine in some cases, but it's nice to have a little bit more effort put in to differentiate the two from each other. I think that's pretty cool. And he's got the tonfa sticks or whatever, the batons here to clobber people with, kind of like a Nightwing or a Midnighter would use. but a little bit more, but with some Atlantean inscriptions on there. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate the extra little bit of effort there. Take 15. You know, I was thinking about opening Aquaman, and I might still do that, but I think I really want to open the Black Manta figure, just because he looks so cool. And I kind of want to check out that trident. I'm digging that sword, and I'm also really digging the jagged edges of that trident. It looks really cool. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Anyway. Black Manta is free. But yeah, look at the freedom of those shoulder joints. Although I'm not too sure about these elbow joints. I've got the funny feeling, yeah, I'm not gonna mess with those too much. I've got the funny feeling I'm going to snap those like a twig. So that's unfortunate. Another one of those, loosen them up with a hair dryer or something like that. Before I start twisting away at those too much. Got some swivel there too. That's cool. Yeah, I'm a little wary of messing with those elbow joints. Might have to take some special attention to those before I start trying to pose them. Still a little lacking in the high kicking action. Thigh swivel, little swivel at the knee. I'm afraid to bend the knees too. The knee bends back about that far. A little bit of thigh swivel and swivel at the knee. Nothing at the ankle, but well, we weren't really expecting that, were we? Looks like this is all fused into one piece. You can turn the head. These are flexible enough that you can turn the head a little bit from side to side, but I wouldn't get too extreme with that because you'll probably tear the hoses, and they are all connected into one piece on this underwater pack. Very nice sculpting. And yeah, it's unfortunate about some of those joints. Like I said, take care with those. Maybe try to gently work them out and add a little heat. But the figure still looks very good, very cool. Like I said, captures that classic Black Manta while also being contemporary and kind of modernized. I like it. I like it a lot. Take a look at that trident and the sword. Nice sculpting on the accessories. A little trident on the hilt of the sword. The sword is a little bit lighter material than the trident. Yeah, that's a neat little accessory. They're both neat little accessories. I like those a lot. No real color added, but if you're the kind of person who does that sort of thing, enjoys doing that sort of thing, repainting and adding the color, this could be a nice little versatile accessory for things other than just your Aquaman action figures. That is very cool. Very sinister looking, as it is supposed to be. Looks like he's ready to go to battle. Against the forces of Atlantis. Pretty cool. And then one last thing I wanted to talk about. This particular item right here. The DC Theatrical Multi-Pack.
Multipass.
No, multi-pack. But that was a good try though. I'm not going to be too critical of anything Lilu has to say for reasons. Several reasons, in fact. So while I was trying to track down this guy right here, I stumbled across this item here. 6 figures in a pack. You can see it has the Batman and Catwoman figures. It has that Aquaman we just looked at, a very nervous pigeon-toed Aquaman. And it has the movie Flash and the Michael Keaton Batman as well. And as you may have noticed, it also has this guy right here. So in the Flash Spin Master action figure video that I did, I commented on the absence of Spin Master figures in this scale from this film, and here it is. So that's kind of interesting to see. Not a terribly good likeness, but nice to have nonetheless. I guess they didn't feel like releasing a full line of figures from that film was in their best interest. I don't know. That guy is kind of a putz.
That's slander.
I resent that.
Let's hope nobody comes after me for that. This DC multi-pack also kind of showcasing the inconsistency in the scaling sometimes. A lot of the scaling is quite varied. You may have also noticed a lot of other Warner Brothers properties listed on the box art, one of those being Batgirl.
Yeah, whose baby are you, Batgirl?
Again, I don't know if this is an exclusive to Amazon. That's the only place I have seen it. These other basic figures will cost you about $7 a pop. The Blue Beetle figures, like I said, if you can track them down, if you have a Target in your area, that's the only place I was able to find them. So I don't know if you guys are having the same difficulty. Maybe it's just me and my particular area. So anyway, now comes my usual line of questioning. What do you guys think about these? Are these figures that interest you? Are these things you would like to add to your collection? What are your thoughts and opinions on them? I think they are mostly overall good figures altogether. The Blue Beetle figures, what there are of them, and pretty much all of the Aquaman figures as well, except for maybe the Orm figure. But overall, I would say the rest are pretty good to actually kind of cool. What a What an expert assessment that was. Anyway, so there they are. There you have it. Spin Master, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman figures from the respective lines, and the DC Theatrical Multi-Pack for your consideration. So, as always, thank you very much for watching the video. I appreciate that. Like and subscribe if you want to. I would also appreciate that. Maybe let me know what you think of them in the comments below. That would also be cool. And yeah, I appreciate you watching the video. I appreciate you. Thanks for all of that. And until next time, I will see you.